Hey guys, it's Mark.
And it's Michelle.
For another episode of
This is Mark and Michelle.
Yay!
Now, Instagram people, if you're new to us, we have lots of videos on YouTube.
Mm-hmm.
And then you can always go to Facebook. It's all the same name, Heal Your Autism.
Mm-hmm. And
hi, Krista.
Krista! All right. We've decided to talk about more about why the diet works and the fact that if you're going to do the diet, you really need to make sure you stick to the way Medical Medium has laid out his foods and recipes and stuff like that. In other words,
if you do the heavy metal detox smoothie alone, that's okay, but you are not going to get the results that you may be looking for if you don't do the rest of it.
Mm-hmm. Because with the heavy metal detox smoothie, it's necessary to do the lemon water to flush out things, metals, and other toxins that the heavy metal detox smoothie takes out of you. And so the lemon water is absolutely necessary.
And the celery is what gets the strep and viruses and restores the hydrochloric acid, which then allows your stomach a fighting chance to fix the rest of your digestive system.
Mm-hmm. Exactly. And that the celery juice, once your stomach acid normalizes, then your gut will get healthy, along with clearing out your liver, because that's the celery juice also helps in doing that. And so when your gut gets healthy, when the bacteria in your gut get killed off, because your gut's getting healthy, then you'll start having a healthier gut. And that's one of the benefits of the celery juice, along with the hydrochloric acid restoration and that kind of thing.
Mm-hmm.
So,
and the killing of the viruses and the strep.
Mm-hmm, exactly. And that's why you have to stick to just having unmixed or undiluted celery juice. And then have the celery juice, wait 20 minutes, and then have something else. Either the detox smoothie, which we don't recommend if you're real sick doing the celery juice, and the detox smoothie, because that is a lot of detox. As a friend of mine at work told me,
it depends on how sick you are.
Exactly. As a friend of mine told me tonight at work, she did the heavy metal detox smoothie, the celery juice, and then the heavy metal detox smoothie for 3 or 4 days last week, and she quit after the 4th day and is still recovering from it. Mm-hmm. That's how detoxing that can be.
Mm-hmm. That's how sick you are, actually, because now we can have celery and.
That's true. I hadn't thought about that. We can do this. Now, she can detox more than me, but so she'll slow down on it. But I can do the celery juice and heavy metal detox smoothie in the same day, and it's not a problem for me. But then again, I don't have the same illnesses either. I was just as sick. I just had different illnesses that, didn't require the same level of detox. But
so I was trying to help a mom figure out what was going on with her kid today. And she was doing the heavy metal detox smoothie. She had stopped the celery juice because of time. But the kid was losing math abilities and speaking abilities a little bit,
really?
not being as clear. And we finally figured out that they've been eating lots of beans. And guys, if you have strep or viruses, eating strep foods will make it seem like you are doing nothing.
Mm-hmm.
The metals might even be gone. And there's something about those strep foods. We saw it happen with Mark, and that's why we know.
Right, that's what I was getting ready to say.
Go ahead, say it.
Because now, while I didn't eat beans, I don't really give a crap about beans that much.
Well, we were doing garbanzo beans a lot.
Yeah, that's true, and hummus and things like that. True. But I like things like
rice.
Excuse me, rice, and sometimes a little bit of corn, and that type of thing. And that would just continually feed the strep. And if you still have heavy metals in your system, the viruses are feeding off the heavy metals, but then the strep itself gets affected by the heavy metals too. And so you have to completely detox of heavy metals as much as possible before you can eat any of the strep foods, strep virus foods, because they just aggravate both conditions. So pandas, while the medical community thinks that it is strep, medical medium says it's not strep, it's virus. So if you're eating things like beans and grains and stuff like that, you're feeding strep and viruses. And because you may have behavioral issues. If not, you'll have issues with yeast infections, or you'll have other issues like breakouts, acne and stuff like that. So that's why when you do the medical medium's diet, you have to be as strict as possible. Now,
it won't be like that forever.
Right.
But to heal, you've got to stop.
Right. Now, sure, you'll test yourself, by having the foods. And like one mother said today, she said, is this a kill-all thing? In the sense of, if we cheat, are we going to go so far, are we going to regress so far in our healing that we won't be able to heal again? And Michelle said, no, that isn't the way it is. In fact, really, all you do is you just bring out, it's like stoking a fire, right? If you want a fire to burn hotter, you put more wood on it, right? If you want strep and viruses to come out more and be more of a problem for you, you feed them stuff that they'll eat.
But at the same time, if you choose the next day to take a lot of strep and virus killing herbs and stuff,
cat's claw, right.
you can kill them.
Yeah, you can, and that's what I told the mom today, was that sure, the behaviors may come out, but within a day, depending on how healthy you are, within a day, or a couple days, within a day or a couple of days, you can have them all back under control with the iodine and the colloidal silver and the zinc, the B6 and cat's claw,
lemon balm,
and all of those. So it's not like
it's not the end of the world.
It's not the end of the world. It's just that what we're trying to say is you have to stay off the foods regularly. I mean, if you have them once, you're like, oh, okay, well, crap, I feel bad.
Yeah.
You can fix that over a couple days' time or a day's time, whatever. But regularly eating those no foods will set your healing back. And in some cases, depending on how sick you are, may set it back so far that you don't feel like you're healing.
And it's probably something that you won't ever want to eat regularly, because there will always be some in you.
Yeah, there's always, and that's the thing. Medical medium says this, but this is good basic biology too. If you don't have something triggering your immune system a little bit, then it's not making the antibodies to fight off those bacteria or those viruses or whatever. So you're always going to have bacteria in the bad bacteria, the bad viruses in you to a certain small extent, because it's impossible to completely sterilize yourself of them. That just doesn't, it's not going to happen. So that's what she's saying, is that you won't be able to regularly eat those foods, because regularly eating those foods is what got you in this situation in the first place.
Well, and they will spread.
Yeah, exactly.
They will explode again if you eat them constantly.
Yeah, because you're stoking the fire again.
Right.
And
so like today, I had garbanzo bean pancakes. Garbanzo flour. Yeah. I took some cat's claw after I ate it. And I did that like maybe once every 2 weeks or every month, once a month, just to get a pancake, pancakes.
To get a pancake fix. Yeah, right. She's got to have her fix of pancakes.
And so far, I'm okay.
Mm-hmm. But, for her, she gets breakouts.
Well, I can get strep throat kind of things.
Oh, yeah.
But I haven't for a long time, but I don't eat it regularly. In fact, I didn't eat it for months.
Yeah, it's true. You didn't.
I didn't eat any of it for months and months.
Mm-hmm. And now, people are like, well, what about cheating? And I'm like, well, I'm going to be honest. You're not going to hear this everywhere, but cheating is kind of necessary because
To me, it depends on the cheat. If you go have regular pizza,
well,
you are really hurting yourself.
Yeah.
But if you had a pizza that was made from a cauliflower crust or an almond flour crust, and then you used cashew cheese on the top, and instead of
But having pasta Alfredo, that's so far off the diet, you're asking for trouble.
yeah, you can get alternative pastas now, like lentil pasta and pea powder.
Right. Well, pea protein.
It's not protein, it's pea flour.
Yeah, green pea flour. And
it's good pasta.
Yeah, it is. And you can make a cashew cheese Alfredo sauce, But that's the thing is, cheating, drastically cheating, like having a pizza, no. A regular traditional pizza with a wheat crust and wheat flour crust, pepperoni and cheese, and no. That is digging a hole for you.
You did that recently, didn't you? You had a couple pieces of pizza at work.
Yeah, probably. That's been a few months ago.
Yeah, and you had problems from it.
Yeah, I did, and that's the thing. The Great American Diet isn't great. We'll start there. The Great American Diet is not great, and if that's what you think an American diet is, I think us Americans are better than that. And it isn't a diet because it ain't healthy. So out of those three things, it ain't great. I think we Americans are better than that kind of diet, and it ain't a diet because it ain't healthy. So, a little bit of cheating, like, I'll have a little bit of rice, or a small, a few tablespoons of hummus, something like that. The important thing is to be as on the diet as much as possible, so you can get the maximum amount of healing. And so, that's why we try to stick to it as much as possible. She's much better at that than I, but it can be done. I mean, really, if I can do it, because I don't feel like I have much discipline, I have a little bit, but if I can do it, so can you, and it's just a matter of cheating a little bit off the diet and going, okay, tomorrow I'll get back on it. Now I feel good. Now I've had my cheat. I feel good that I've done that. But
you might feel horrible.
You might feel horrible. You might physically feel horrible, but emotionally you'll be satisfied until you feel horrible. Then you be, oh man, but don't beat yourself up, because
all you have to do is just get right back on it.
Right. And see, that's the thing. People think, if I've fallen off the wagon, I'm off of it permanently.
Oh, no. And it's so forgiving. Your body loves you so much, and it wants to heal. And you give it stuff, and it goes, yes.
Mm-hmm. It does. And this diet is very forgiving. The GAPS diet, when I was on it,
it
was
was not forgiving.
But this diet is. And, mind you, depending on what your problems are. If you've got behavioral problems and you eat strep foods,
don't mess with that.
Yeah, don't mess with it. Because it's just, I was reading today about sugar and cancer and the Warburg effect. A guy named Otto Warburg in the 1920s showed how cancer cells soak up sugar. I mean, they become sponges of sugar. And he showed that you have to deprive cancer cells of sugar to kill them.
How does that work with the medical medium diet?
Well, because it's different sugar.
Oh, okay. Explain that.
Well, fruit sugar is the sugar that your body works on normally and naturally.
Say hi to her. You call her something.
Hey, Ellie.
Okay,
Ellie.
Right.
Ellie, we're talking about the medical medium diet and how you really have to stick to it as much as you can, with a little cheat here and there. Now, not a huge cheat, but a small one. And Ellie has a 4-year-old who's doing the heavy metal detox, but he's eating the berries and the spirulina and the barley grass juice powder and the dulse and all that separately. He won't eat the cilantro, she says. She sneaks it in, and he knows it. So
well, you can taste that.
Yeah, but anyway, so
the sugar.
the sugar, but processed sugar, not the kind of sugar you want at all. I probably wouldn't even include, if I had cancer, I probably wouldn't even include maple syrup or honey or stuff on that.
Really?
I'd probably just eat raw sugar. Yeah, because I'm sure he was talking about processed sugar, because this was the 1920s and they had lots of sugar available at that point. And
well, I think medical medium's diet is for cancer, and he would have you eat honey.
Fruit sugar. Well, yeah, but honey is a pure sugar than processed sugar. So, but I thought that was interesting because fruit sugar is the way to go. What? It's raw fruit sugar, but not only are you getting the sugar, you're getting the antioxidants, you're getting the phenol, the polyphenols, you're getting the vitamins, you're getting the minerals, and antioxidants and whatever else comes in raw fruits and veggies. All right.
Now let's talk about the baby food thing that you.
The baby food thing. Well, some of you have been seeing an article from, I think it was Consumer Reports, that showed they tested baby foods, and 95% of all baby foods, including organic baby foods, have unsafe levels of heavy metals.
Yep.
Bizarre. But just because something's organic doesn't necessarily mean it's always safe, right? Organic just means that it's not genetically modified, it's raised without pesticides, and it's also raised without synthetic fertilizers. And so those three things just make it organic. But that doesn't mean that it may not contain heavy metals.
Explain why.
Because heavy metals and pesticides and things like that settle in the soil. And when they do, they get taken up by the plants that go to make our food. And I can be sure ranchers don't do this either with their animals that they raise for meat. They don't check them for heavy metals. Cost too much. Detoxing herds of cattle, no, nobody's going to do that, right? Same way with chickens, same way with pigs, nobody's going to do that.
But I guess the thing about eating vegetables and fruits is that they naturally are detoxers anyway. So if they did have metals in them.
Well, that's how the medical medium says it.
Yeah.
And they may have metals in them. But see, that's why he says drink the heavy metal detox smoothie periodically for a week straight, because
well, he has it every day. So
he
would say have it every day.
Well, it can be too detoxing for some folks. Now, once you're healthy, it's probably not much of a problem, because but detoxing can make you sick, make you feel sick anyway. Yeah. And because
I just don't want to scare people to death. I can't have an orange. Orange has heavy metals in it.
True, but that's why you do the heavy metal detox.
But an orange is detoxing.
Well,
see,
that's the thing, because even if you back off the detox, like the celery juice and the heavy metal detox smoothie and the lemon water, even when you don't do those, you're still detoxing with the fruit.
Detoxing.
Because the polyphenols and the antioxidants and fiber and all that kind of stuff, it's still scrubbing you clean on the inside.
So I don't want you to be scared of that.
Yeah, right. That's why you continue eating this way, because you get detoxed with the fruit anyway.
So we're thinking maybe the baby food problem is processing.
Well, it's
Partially.
probably processing. I mean, they probably boil them in big steel vats.
But why would that be lead or arsenic?
Well, because lead and arsenic you can find in soil.
But are they also in the containers that are processing?
What, you mean like in the big vats that they cook the food in? Possibly, in small amounts. But the thing is, I'm sure that stuff gets concentrated over time. Most heavy metals are fat soluble, which means that they don't just flush right on out if you drink a bunch of water.
That's why you eat fat-free.
Right. And because heavy metals are fat soluble, that means they get stuck in your fat. They also get stuck in the fat of animals. And they also get stuck in the fat of plants too, I'm sure, which is why you have to continue to detox, right? So, you're if you think you're going to be 100% toxin free, it's not going to happen. Not living on this toxified planet, it's not.
But you have tools now. You can heal yourself.
Right. The medical medium diet is your toolbox. the heavy metal detox smoothie, the celery juice, and the lemon water, and continuing with the fruit smoothies. Because if I don't do the heavy metal detox smoothie, I don't even do it once a week now because I'm cleared out so many of my heavy metals, you know. But I still have 3 smoothies a day, right? Then I have potatoes, quite a bit of potatoes actually, you know, and the other raw, I guess it'd be a fruit that I have quite a bit of, hot chili peppers. Lots of those. and I blend them up. I take them, put them in a blender, throw in a few
And we all die.
And everybody dies, and they scatter to the 4 winds of Splatacon 5. But I throw those in the blender with some water and some garlic and some cumin and some sea salt, and blend those up, and I make a hot sauce out of them, and it's awesome. But it's raw chili peppers, and they're good for your very good for your liver. Yep. So hey, Helen.
So make your own baby food.
And Medical Medium has a recipe for baby food.
Yeah, you can do bananas and
Avocados
avocado.
And coconut milk, wasn't it?
Water.
Okay.
Okay, I don't remember. But if anybody wants to know, I can look it up.
Yeah, so he has his own baby food recipe, and that's a good recipe because we know someone who's given that to her 1-year-old.
Yeah.
And she loves it.
She's been doing it since maybe 6 months. I don't remember.
Something like that.
And that kid is the happiest, brightest kid I've ever met.
Probably the healthiest baby I've ever met.
Probably. How lucky.
Yeah. So, because she's starting out right.
Yeah.
So, anyway, what else?
That's it.
Okay. All right, guys. We will see you guys tomorrow night. Keep doing the celery juice, the heavy metal detox smoothie, and the lemon water. Go to our website, www.healyourautism.com/buy the book, and get our detoxing do-it-yourself guide. Healing begins in your kitchen. And we will see you guys tomorrow night.
And we do coaching.
Yay!
Okay, bye.